I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your man TP. Today, we are jumping into compilation number 141. In this compilation, we will be covering two different sovereign citizens. Before I give you the rundown on where we will be covering these sovereign citizens, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Chapters will be added as always for your convenience, and some commentary from these previous proceedings will be added into this video. Now, we're going to be covering sovereign citizens, two different sovereign citizens in two different places. One is going to be inside the courtroom, and the other is going to be at a traffic stop. So first, we're going to be in the courtroom of Judge Robert McBurnernney out of the state of Georgia. And our traffic stop, and shout out to Sovereign Citizen Chronicles for supplying me this video. Our traffic stop is going to be coming out of Pasco, Washington. And both of these sovereign citizens are definitely a handful and have a whole lot to say. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Know that I see a lot of your comments, and I am glad you are enjoying these compilations. And now it's time to jump into 141.
Public defenders right there. I can pick a name.
Well, did the private attorney?
Oh, now I remember. So we do need to bring them out.
Yes.
All right. When you're able in the next minute. Okay. If you can do it, let's bring Mr. Pierce out, please. He can be here or at the podium, whichever you prefer. Hey, Mr. Pierce. Good morning. When we last spoke, which was in mid-December, you were telling me that there was a lawyer you were planning on hiring, or your family was someone you were going to retain a lawyer. So, all right, we need to be moving your case forward, but I'm going to give you about a month. Now it's been actually almost a month and a half. I need an update from you, because if I look here in the system, still no entry of appearance, which says to me you have not hired someone. And so we need to have that conversation about, are you representing yourself? Am I appointing a lawyer to represent you, or what?
I have some things that I got wrote down that I would like to address.
Well, we're going to start with my question, which is, are you hiring a lawyer, or should I?
I'm American State National. I'm representing myself. I can't be represented by attorney. I'm American State National.
Okay. So you think you want to represent yourself?
I don't have, because I'm not under the jurisdiction of the government. You can let me, I got stuff that wrote down, which is all, this is tied in together. You let me sit my paper down and read it out to you.
So I'm going to let you do that. We're going to do that today. We're just not going to do it right now. I needed to get your update so I could figure out what else we were going to do today. And I'm hearing you say you're not hiring an attorney, but you also don't want an appointed one because, and you'll tell me later, you're an American national. I don't mean to use your words. You're going to tell me why you think you should represent yourself. You have a right to represent yourself, but I have to have a conversation about that. And I'll certainly want you right there where I tell you all the reasons why it's a bad idea to represent yourself. But in the end, it's your call. It's not mine. I won't say no. If you say, no, Judge, I get it. I know that I won't have someone helping me on the outside. I won't have someone who knows all about the law this way and that way. That's okay. That's a decision for you to make. But we're going to have that conversation on the record. And during that conversation, if there are things you want to tell me about the fringe on the flag and whether you're under the jurisdiction of whatnot, I'm happy to listen to that. And we'll go forward. But we're going to do that a little later this morning, okay? All right. Thank you, Deputy, for bringing Mr. Pierce out. We'll get him back out. Hey, Mr. Pierce, I gave you some bad info. I am running into a whole lot of cases that we need to resolve, like people are going to plead guilty. So you and I are still going to have that conversation about you representing yourself and your rights and jurisdiction. Promise you that. We might not fit it in today. And so I didn't want you to be surprised if these gentlemen take you back downstairs. It's not because I'm ignoring you in any way. I will get you back here soon so we can have that very same conversation. You can have all your papers with you. You'll get to be front and center, and we'll talk about all that, okay?
Is there a way I can give you a copy of my, American National Standing right quick?
If it's a copy you don't need anymore, you can leave it with the deputy and he'll get it to me, okay?
I got a copy for the DA, the, court clerk, and you.
Fantastic. If you leave that with me, I'll make sure it gets to all those people.
Okay.
All right.
I also filed, I filed my executive letter, I got it certified mail. And I also filed a pro se ex parte with prohibition. So this is my case, but it's in the mail right now.
Okay, we'll be looking for it.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Pierce.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Fine.
Good. I'm hanging in there. It's been a long day, but I'm sure it's been a long day for you as well. Whoop. Let's get your stuff all situated.
Y'all sit down, man. Y'all sit down.
Okay, well, you've waved to him, but this isn't a place where we have that kind of conversation. You bet. Mr. Pierce, when we were last together, we had a conversation about representation, and you told me that you wanted to represent yourself. You didn't want a lawyer appointed, and you weren't going to be hiring a lawyer. And I said, we can have that conversation. That's an extended conversation, judge and defendant. And I'm ready to do that so that we can move your case forward. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck until we clear that hurdle. You have a right to represent yourself, but I need to make sure that you are knowingly invoking that right and intelligently, which is not me telling you you're not intelligent. I just need to make sure you understand the consequences of self-representation. So that's what I was hoping we could get through today. But I always want to start by saying what is on your agenda so we can see if there's anything else.
I'm American State National, and I can't be represented by no attorney. But I have a lot of issues with me being a national that I want to address. You said you were going to let me hear me. You're going to let me address all my issues last time I was here about me being.
Well, I did say that, but I said if you're going to address issues, I need to make sure you're representing yourself. Okay, but if we're going to do that, we have to have my conversation first. I'm required by law and by the Constitution to go through a few things to make sure it's appropriate for you to represent yourself. So you can want to do it, but I got to make sure it's appropriate to let you do it. All right, Mr. Pierce, please tell me how old you are.
41 years old.
How far did you go in school?
11th grade.
All right. Did you ever get your GED?
Yes, sir.
When did you get your GED?
2017.
Excellent. Are you able to read English?
Yes, sir.
I know you can write in English because I got these and you actually mailed me something that
Yeah, I wrote you a letter.
about 200 pages long. All right, so you can read and write and you can speak English. Have you ever worked before?
Yes, I had several jobs.
Tell me what kind of work you've done before.
I worked for Dollar Tree when I got arrested. I worked there for Airmark. I worked there for the Move Theater in North Cap. I have my own landscaping business. I have my own record label. I worked at McDonald's, Burger King.
You've had a bunch of jobs. Got it. All right, that's helpful to know. I appreciate you sharing that. Have you gone to law school?
I haven't gone to law school, but I have practiced, not practiced, I've been studying law.
You've been studying the law. Tell me how you studied that.
Just reading, researching different case laws, sending out different statutes and codes and things of that nature.
Sure. Has all of your legal study been while you've been in jail, or have you also done legal study when you were out?
Both in and out.
Okay, got it. Have you ever watched an entire criminal trial before, start to finish?
I done been to trial before.
So you've watched one then?
Yes.
Okay. What was that trial about?
Armed robbery. The 10 years I just did for armed robbery.
So you were charged with armed robbery,
Yeah.
and that case went to trial.
Yes, sir.
So you were there from jury selection all the way through verdict?
To closing argument. I stopped before closing arguments and took 10 years.
Oh, you pled guilty?
Yeah, I
Got it.
tried right before they were finna come out for closing argument.
So you've seen 95% of a trial?
Yes, sir.
All right. You ever watched a trial on TV?
Yes, sir.
What kind of trial?
What that movie is so called? Law and Order.
Okay, you've seen that kind of stuff. So you've seen the made for TV stuff.
Right.
But you've been in a real one. You were a participant in a real trial.
Yes, sir.
How long ago was that trial?
2016.
Where?
Here.
Fulton County.
Yes, sir.
Who was your lawyer?
Kevin Farmer. He's a judge now.
He is. That's a small world.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever represented yourself in a criminal or a civil case before?
No, I haven't.
This would be your first time?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Have you ever gone to a doctor or a counselor to get treatment for any mental health issue?
No, sir.
Depression or bipolar or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Tell me why you think you would do a better job representing yourself than a trained lawyer who went to law school and has done trials before would do.
Because by me being a Mr. National, a lawyer only subject me to the jurisdiction.
So hold on 1 second. Yeah, you got it. So the court reporter needs to be able to take down what you're saying. What you're saying is important. So just don't rattle the change, and then she'll be better able to hear you. So you were telling me by being an American
State national, and by me being a national, I can't be represented by an attorney because attorney automatically subject me to the court's jurisdiction.
Okay. So my question was a little different. I hear you. But my question is, why do you think you would do a better job than a lawyer? It sounds like you may think a lawyer would do a better job, but you don't want a lawyer because you're worried that would subject you to the jurisdiction of this court.
I know for a fact it'll subject me to the, because a lawyer is as an officer of the court, and by them being an officer of the court, it automatically subject me to the court's jurisdiction. Okay.
Well, indulge me for a minute and assume, you may think I'm wrong, but assume that I've decided that you are subject to the jurisdiction of the court. And you said, Judge, you're wrong. Okay. But I get to make the decision initially. And then you go to the Court of Appeals and they'll say McBurney was right, McBurney was wrong. But if I've decided that this court has jurisdiction over you and this case and your co-defendant, do you want me to appoint you a lawyer because you're stuck here anyway? Or you still want to represent yourself?
I still want to represent myself because I'm not under the court jurisdiction.
No chains.
Okay, my bad. My apologies. I'm not under the court jurisdiction, and I've been studying it long enough. Almost my whole family is nationals, and we know pretty much a lot about it. And we know for a fact the only way I could be subjected to a court jurisdiction is through a lawyer, because the birth certificate is a void contract, and through that contract, the birth certificate contract is what makes me subjected to the court jurisdiction.
Okay. I'm going to stop you again, not because I'm disagreeing with you. I am disagreeing with you, but we don't need to resolve that right now. I want to keep going with the discussion about representation. Before I get to the next question about the consequences of self-representation, if we fast forward and play this out, eventually you are either going to be pleading guilty in this case or you're going to trial. You're going to disagree about jurisdiction. I'm going to be very respectful and say, you know what? I hear you, Mr. Pierce, and you don't think I have jurisdiction or this court has jurisdiction over you. And I may be wrong about that, but we're still moving forward. Here comes a jury. We're going to do the trial. And so we'll go through that whole process. And I may be told I'm wrong by the Supreme Court, and then I'll have to fix that, and I will fix it. But there'll be this trial. You're going to want to represent yourself, even though we're going forward with it.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what you're charged with in the indictment?
No, I haven't had. I know what I'm charged, but I haven't had nobody come talk to me about nothing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Well, that's because you said you don't want a lawyer. And so this is what we're getting into. No one's going to come talk to you about what's going on. I'll make sure you get the discovery, the paperwork in the case.
And when would I?
It's complicated. We can get you the paper stuff pretty soon. Okay. But if I'm making this up, I don't know what's in the case. But if there's video, let's say there's surveillance video, I can't give you that at the jail. It's on a disc. What are you going to do with a disc at the jail? You can't watch that. You don't have a way to watch that.
And I would be signing a private investigator too, right? By me representing myself?
Nope. You don't get an
How do I
investigator.
do my investigations and this part of the process?
Well, we're going to talk about that, but you don't, I mean, that's a reason to say, you know what, I will take a lawyer because that lawyer will have an investigator and that investigator.
But can I hire my own private
Oh,
investigator?
with your money, if you got money for it, you can hire anyone you want. But I won't be providing you money to go hire an investigator because you're saying I'm handling it myself. I got this. Mr. Pierce has it, which means your family would be, they could be helping you or an investigator or something like that. Or there may be some way, and I can't teach you how to do it, where you could petition to get funds for an investigator, but that's not for today. One of the consequences of representing yourself is there isn't someone who comes and sits down with you and say, let's look at this discovery. Man, the way the police handled that looks like that's a problem to me. I've been a lawyer for 20 years. I've never seen a police officer do that. That's something a lawyer could tell you after he or she reviewed all the discovery. And you won't get you're not a dummy. You could look at it and say, hey, this looks suspect, but you'd be making that decision without a lawyer helping you think about it if you represent yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you seem concerned that someone hasn't already come to the jail to talk to you about what's in the indictment.
I'm not concerned. I was just,
Okay.
wasn't informed on it. I
Right.
know I was supposed to get a discovery package at least, or
Well, not yet.
report an indictment or something.
You will get it if in the end you convince me that I should let you represent yourself, then you will get all that stuff. But no one should have given you anything yet because we're on hold. Is he going to have a lawyer? Then we give the discovery to the lawyer who works with you on that. Or is he representing himself? Then we give the discovery to Mr. Pierce. And right now you're saying, I want to represent myself. And if we get through this conversation, then you'll start getting discovery. Let me tell you what you're charged with in the indictment. Count 1 charges you with murder, and it alleges that you and Mr. Baker shot and killed Samuel Curtis Harris Jr. That's count 1. Counts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all, and 7 and 8 are all what we call felony murder, which is you and Mr. Baker caused the death of Mr. Harris by being involved in a different crime: attempted robbery, armed robbery, aggravated assault, being a convicted felon, and having a firearm. Although that's just Brandon Baker. Brandon Baker apparently was a convicted felon at the time of this murder, and the murder was in February of last year. Oh, you are too. There you are. So you had a felony conviction as well. You and Mr. Baker are charged with attempted robbery. And the allegation is, and again, these are just allegations. It's not proof of anything, but it's letting you know what you're charged with and what you'll need to defend against.
Okay.
But the attempted robbery allegation is that in February of 2024, you and Mr. Baker approached Samuel Curtis Harris Jr. on foot on Mitchell Street, right near here, with the intent to take his property. Count 10 charges you and Mr. Baker with armed robbery, saying, in fact, by using a gun, you took his property. In fact, what you took from him was a firearm. Count 11 charges you both with aggravated assault for shooting Mr. Harris. 12 is possessing a gun in connection with these crimes that I talked about. Same with 13. 14 is just Mr. Baker. 15 is you. And it says that on that date, you had a firearm, but you were a convicted felon because back in 2010, you got convicted of something in Clayton County. And also, you got convicted of something here in Fulton County in 2016. I guess that's your robbery you were talking about.
Yeah.
So the thrust of it is, the allegation is you and Mr. Baker robbed Mr. Harris and shot him, and he died as a result of that. That's what you're charged with. Today is not the day to say, I didn't do it, it was self-defense, I wasn't there. That's your defense for another time. That's what you're charged with. So,
Because I have it now?
pardon me?
How many counts I have it now?
It is,
Because I came here having 6 charges.
it's about 12 charges, but a lot of them overlap. 1 count of murder, several felony murder counts, because each of those other things I mentioned, the attempted robbery, the armed robbery, the aggravated assault, That creates a felony murder count. And then you've got a couple charges, all for possessing the same gun. But because of your criminal history, it can be charged in different ways.
But they got me charged with 3 different possession charges?
One for possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and then 2 possession of a firearm by convicted felon, because you have a serious violent felony, your armed robbery, that leads to one type of possession charge, and the other, you've got this escape conviction out of Clayton, and that supports a different type of charge for possession.
And what that charge is?
It's possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, but it's a different type of convicted felon.
I got 2 possession of firearms.
You do? Yep. And those may not be good charges. I don't know. That's what you would talk to your lawyer about, or that you'd research on your own if you're representing yourself.
All right.
All right. Do you understand what the penalties are for these charges?
Yes.
You understand that for this murder charge, you could be sentenced all the way up to life without parole, meaning you would die in prison.
Yes.
Same with all the felony murders.
Yes.
You understand that they'd all merge. You can't get more than 1 life sentence for the murders.
Say it again?
You cannot get more than 1 life sentence for the murders. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
They'd all merge together. But depending on how the case played out, armed robbery also, you could be sentenced up to life in prison. You understand that?
Right.
Okay. And then the other offenses, they're lower sentences, but still serious. But the big one is murder with the possibility, not the guarantee, but the possibility of life or life without parole. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Do you understand that if
I'm not a United States citizen.
well, I'm not trying to trick you. Were you born in the United States?
I'm not a United States citizen. I'm a American state national.
Okay. Tell me where you were born.
I was born at Greater Hospital.
All right. A Grady baby. That's all I need to know. There are a bunch of questions I can skip if you were born at Grady Hospital. If I decide that it is appropriate for you to represent yourself, do you understand that you don't get to change your mind partway through the trial?
What you mean?
Well, here's an example. In your armed robbery trial, you were able towards the very end to say, you know what, I want to plead guilty. I want to switch it up. I'm going to plead. Let's take this away from the jury. If you go to trial as your own lawyer and we get partway through and you realize, dang, this is harder than I thought. I don't really know what I'm doing. You don't get a call, a timeout, and say, Judge, find me a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
If we start representing yourself, we finish representing yourself. Start to finish, you understand?
Okay, so if I represent myself, later on down, I can't have my family hire me a lawyer.
That's different. That's different. I wouldn't appoint a lawyer.
Okay.
You could bring in a hired lawyer whenever you want, knowing that if we're in the middle of trial, you could bring someone in, but we're not going to pause the trial. That person would have to jump down next to you and say, I'm ready to go. That person couldn't say, well, I need a week to get ready. But you'd be telling a lawyer, this is a strange assignment. You're going to come represent Mr. Pierce, and he's actually on day 2 of the trial. But some lawyers might be willing to do that. So yes, your family could hire a lawyer tomorrow, next month, next week, next year. Hopefully we'll be done with your case before then. But what you could not do in the middle of trial is say, Judge, I quit. You need to go get me a lawyer. Understand? Okay. Do you understand that in almost every instance, self-representation, you being your own lawyer, is a bad idea?
That's personal opinion, right?
It is a personal opinion. I'm giving you my opinion. I think it's a bad idea.
Why?
So why don't you briefly share with me the things you want to get on the record?
Your Honor, let the record reflect that I'm an American state national, which is a private American. I'm here on a special appearance to administer the affairs of the All Caps Trust. I am the living man, Ricky DeMond Pierce, and not the All Caps Legal Fiction Corporation or dead entity. I stand on the land and soil jurisdiction, and that's the highest jurisdiction on the man. This is my oral request of me changing the court's jurisdiction over me here today. I have not contracted with the court in any kind of way, and I don't plan on contracting with the court in the near future. I have been forced to come here against my will and God-given rights under threats enforced by your government officials, which is kidnapping. Your courts have no jurisdiction over me, and I stand on the land and soil jurisdiction and have proof of it when I came to court on January the 30th, 2025. Your courts, plus in Louisville versus Motley, If any tribunal finds absent of proof of jurisdiction over a person and subject matter, the case must be dismissed. Your court's jurisdiction is the jurisdiction of the sea, which is the admiralty and maritime laws, which is also a military tribunal, and the courts are known as a ship of war, a privateer, or a battleship. I am under public law, which is common law, which is also the law of the land, natural law, God's law. I have God-given rights that can't be violated, and the courts are under admiralty and maritime laws, which is a foreign law of the sea jurisdiction. See Article 3, Section 2 of the United States Constitution. And no living people live there, only dead persons, legal fictions, corporations, and dead entities. Because all cities are considered dead entities, which is another reason why you have to dismiss this case, because the living cannot be judged by the dead. Another problem the courts have, because my God-given right says I have to be tried amongst my peers and a jury of living people, which is American state nationals, and also can't happen because our nationals is not under the court's jurisdiction and will not show one order because they hold a higher jurisdiction. In the original Constitution, Section 3, Article 3, Section 2 states that the United States, the corporation judicial power is under admiralty and maritime jurisdiction. And I am under the land and soil jurisdiction, and I have gave courts proof of this when I came to court January the 30th, 2025. I also mailed off my executive letter, the notice that President Trump sent out January the 4th of this year, letting all patriots know that these laws have been dissolved due to breach of oath, due to fraud and breach of oath for office. And I also mailed off a copy of my certified mail. I mailed off certified mail and have been received. I am also requesting your oath of office, Your Honor. The notice that Trump sent out goes as follows. Notice to patriots, date January the 4th, 2025. This is to inform all patriots that effective immediately, our government and government corporations are hereby dissolved due to breach of oath. Additionally, our statutory and foreign laws are also dissolved. The only legal framework that remains in effort are constitutional law as outlined in Article 61 of the Magna Carta and established common law. This directive is especially for corporate bodies and government workers. Any government corporate body, including police, judges, lawyers, and any individuals operating in these capacities must cease operation immediately. Those who continue to operate after this notice will be liable for prosecution for fraud and breach of oath. It is imperative that all government workers comply with this directive. Failure to adhere may result in serious consequences and even including potential military actions. I declare on the penalty of perjury on the public law of the United States of America, the de jure government, from without the United States of America, the de facto government, and without the United States of America, the corporation territories. I reject, renounce, and remove all powers of attorney granted to me or issued under my name prior to this day. My birth certificate was the only contract that subjected me to these laws, but the birth certificate contract is void because I was only a minor and had no knowledge of this contract when it was constructed, which makes this contract void, which means the court lacks subject matter jurisdiction over me. I am no longer an employee of the government, which is the corporation government. I declare on the penalty of perjury on the public law of the capital T, United States of America, the de jure government, that I reject, renounce, and remove any and all alliance to any king or prince, any foreign state, any foreign government or flag. I declare on the penalty of perjury on the public law of the United States of America, the de jure government, that I have never knowingly, wittingly, or voluntarily pleaded myself to any incorporated entity at all, but including but not limited to any incorporated church, synagogue, masjid, or temple. I declare on the penalty of perjury on the public law of the United States of America, the de jure government, that I have never knowingly, wittingly, or voluntarily pleaded myself of any foreign state, foreign sovereign, or separated myself from my birthright political status as American state national. I declare, publish, and affirm on the penalty of perjury on the public law of the United States of America that I am a lawful inheritor, acting with full rights and authority, responsibility, and honor now and always while my tenure on earth shall last. I, the living man, Ricky DeMond Pierce, affirm and declare that I have returned to my lawful birthright political status as a Georgian, and I have copyrighted and trademarked the all caps name, which is a trust and not to live in me. I have occupied my executive office and never gave the courts any permission to use the all caps name, which is fraud. I have over 40 violations that the courts have committed upon me and my God-given rights as American state national. And I have counted over $800 million in violations over the time that I have been incarcerated at Fulton County Jail, these 150 plus days, and it's only adding up as I sit in Fulton County Jail against my will and consent. And they are as follows. 1, these are all combined municipal and territorial notices of violations against Americans with failure to perform any and all occurrences listed below in this section, starting at $10 million. A, notice of claim of sole relief and remedy. B, notice of violation of the Landman Act, attempted attachment and seizure of unregistered trademarks, Title 15, Section 1125, 8 and 11. Notice of violation of admiralty and maritime and prior cases, Title 25, Section 1331, 1, 2, and 12. D, notice of violation for special maritime and territorial jurisdiction of the United States, Title 18, Section 7, 1, 3, 8, and 13. E, notice of violation of the Postal Accountability and Enhancement Act of Title 39, Sections 1-3908 and 3621-3591. F, notice of violation of presumption of the Public Vessel Act, Title 46, U.S.C.A. Appendix, Section 781 through 790, as originally enacted. G, notice of violation of the False Claim Act, Title 31, U.S.C.A. Sections 3729A and 7. H, notice of violation of the Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act, Title 28, Section 1602 through 1611. I, notice of violation of the United States Statute at Large Act, Title 12, Section 411. K, notice of violation of the Geneva Conventions by the United States Department of Defense.
Mr. Pierce, I'm going to just pause you for 1 second. You were on K. How many letters? I want to make sure
you're
almost done, because we're getting into international stuff, and that's getting a little far afield.
All right. 2, private easements fee schedule. Penalty for private use, $250,000. These fees will be mandated upon the informant listed on the warrant, citation tickets, arrest warrants, detention orders, and seizure orders. Compulsion to produce trade name or other identification materials. A, name, $50,000. E, fingerprints, $200,000. F, photographing, $200,000. G, DNA, $5 million. Blood sample, $5 million. Personal property, trespass, carjacking, theft, interference with commerce or trade. M, color law, $150,000. N, implied color law, $150,000. T, fraud, $1 million. U, fraud upon the courts, $2 million. BB, stimulating legal process, $1 million. Use of trade name and copyrighted protected material on a threats, duress, and or coercion. Name written by a informant, $250,000. Miscellaneous material written by a informant, $500,000. Court appearance fee schedule. These fees must be paid immediately after my case is finished. Failure to pay fines and fees will result in an additional fee of $5,000 for breach of contract. Demand for appearance in court. My appearance on a protest and duress per hour, 1 hour minimum, $75,000. Use of trade name material.
How many more pages do you have?
I have quite a few.
Okay, so I'm wondering if, and I'm not going to curtail you too much, but you'll be able to file that, which will make it even more of a record if you want it to be filed, or you could give it to me and I'll file it for you. But that's up to you. What I don't want to do is I want to make sure we're moving your case forward, and this is pretty lengthy. It might be more efficient to have it filed into the docket so that we actually see, hey, there it is in the computer system.
I really need to get it on the record, and I need to file the motion to be able to address these issues also. I have the motions already wrote. If you give me a little time, I can get through it pretty quick.
Well, I don't want you to read too fast because Ms. Rivers needs to be able to take it down. Would you say we're more than halfway through, or are we not more than halfway?
Yeah, we halfway through.
Exactly half or more than half?
Exactly half, because it's 20 pages. I'm on 11 now.
Okay. Well, let's go. Don't read too fast, but don't read too slowly.
Trespass and failure to act fee schedule. Use of trade name material, name on a protest and duress, $25,000. Miscellaneous material, $25,000. Time uses for court appearance, 30 minutes on a protest and duress, $33,500. 60 minutes on a protest and duress, $75,000. 90 minutes or more on a protest and duress, $100,000. Trespass and failure to act fee schedule. Trespass by public officials, police officers, judges, detectives, attorneys, corporations, and other fictitious entities as well as any other who desire the contract. A, trespass on American homestead land, $10 million. C, failure of attorney to file requested FARA form, $1 million. Failure to accept American State National card, $1 million. Failure to honor God-given rights, $20,000. Failure to honor oath of office, $50,000. Failure to honor constitutional oath, $50,000. Failure to honor written and oral word, $5,000. Failure to honor no bond, honor a bond/no bond, $5,000. Detention from free movement and or cuff per hour, 1 hour minimum, $75,000. Incarceration per hour, 1 hour minimum, $75,000. Failure to follow federal and or state statutes, code, rules, and regulations, $50,000. Failure to set a claim upon which relief can be granted, $25,000. Failure to present a living injured party, $100,000. Total damages for each line set forth in a above schedule will be assessed as the total amount of damages as set forth herein times 3 for a total of all damages added to a 3 times the damage for punitive and other additional damages for a total of $1,019,631,000 US dollars.
$1 billion. You're at to the B.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of money.
And that's just for the amount for me being incarcerated these 120 plus days. Your Honor, all laws are commercial, and all laws are not laws, but codes, statutes, mandates, regulations, and all the rest. And I'm a private American are not under commercial law. What's legal aren't law, Your Honor, and what's law aren't legal. And Your Honor, ignorance to the law is no excuse, and that goes on both ends, mine and yours. This declaration is valid, true, correct, and complete in all jurisdictional law, air, land, and sea. Your Honor, let the record reflect that if you war against this is warring against the Constitution. And warring against the Constitution is called piercing the veil. And piercing the veil is called treason. Treason is punishable by death, and there is no remedy for treason. Also, in Orange versus Independence, officers of the court have no immunity from persecution when violating the constitutional right. I am honored the United States of America, the Danjur government, the Confederation of the States.
Mr. Pierce, there's one phrase you've used a whole bunch of times, and I don't understand it. The what government?
The Danjur government.
Spell that?
D-E-J-U-N-E, space J-U-N-E, Danjur.
D-E?
J-U-R-E.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Danjur.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, which is the Confederation of the States. And the Federation gave the United States, the corporation, the de facto government, the power to operate out the 10 square miles, which is in Washington, D.C. And any laws outside of Washington, D.C. is commercial. And private Americans are not under commercial laws. We are under public law, which is common law. My God-given rights has been violated by being forced to give my DNA, fingerprints, eye pattern, and blood DNA against my will. I never consented to them arresting me or detaining me after I put them on notice of my political status. Your Honor, United States, the de facto government, is a for-profit corporation, which means they have a Dun and Bradstreet number, and no corporation can interact with a living man under another corporation. Your Honor, it states that every man is independent of all laws except those prescribed by nature. No man or woman is bound by any institution formed by his fellow man without his consent. See case law, Cruden versus Neal, 2 N.C.338, May term 1796. Your Honor, In 1845, the then Pope and the British monarchs, both of whom were honor bound to act as trustees for United States Trust, and both of whom acted in gross breach of trust, agreed that the American experiment was not working. The whole idea of self-rule was antithetical to the idea of divine rights of a king's supremacy. So they signed the secret treaty of Verona and agreed to undermine the American government. The British Monarch Commercial Company, which controls the bankers and lawyers, issued license to lawyers to act as privateers. That's why the Bar Association requires licensing. Acronyms for bar mean British Accredited Registry. Anytime we see the word license, it means that someone in a position of rulership is giving someone else permission to do something that is otherwise illegal. In this case, the king gave the members of the Bar Association permission to act as privateers against American commercial vessels. Because the jurisdiction where they attack us is international, admiralty, and maritime commercial laws. And that's why you see the gold rings around the flag, around that war flag, because the war flag is a war flag representing that the government is at war with the citizens. See 1864 Naval Agency and Distribution Act. Again, also, the United States was incorporated by the Pope, and the laws we are bound by are foreign laws from Great Britain, which means that the United States, the corporation, got Americans to bind by laws from Great Britain, which is also illegal. That's why, again, you have BAR, which stands for British Accredited Registry.
What page are we on?
What am I almost doing now? I'm closing now.
All right.
Again, I am one, change from jurisdiction of the courts. I have a high jurisdiction. 2, I am demanding to see the state of Georgia to show up in proper persona. This must be made by self and not an attorney. 3, I am demanding that the courts present a living injured party because our citizens are considered dead entities, corporations, legal fictions, and artificial persons. I am requesting the judge oath of office and the first and last name of every court official in this courtroom before we proceed. I am demanding to see who gave the courts permission to use the all caps trust, which is a copyright and trademark. I am putting the courts on notice that I have occupied my executive office again, and I am standing in my full capacity as American State National, and I hold the highest court here today. I am demanding you give me a full relief for my case by either dismissing this case or giving me a bid bond signed and paid through my all caps trust. I am also filing an order of pro se ex parte with prohibition to dismiss my case for fraudulent practices, misrepresentation, and lack of subject matter jurisdiction. Your Honor, I, the petitioner, case are not being handled in the proper courts, which is common law courts. I, the petitioner, was not put on notice by a state-appointed attorney that my case was not handled in the proper courts. I, the petitioner, never signed a contract to be subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and or the District of Columbia. Again, the birth certificate and social security card are voidable contracts that was constructed when I, the petitioner, was a minor. So these contracts could have not been knowingly, voluntarily, or willingly consented to because as a minor, I, the petitioner, lacked the capacity to do so. Again, I am making a clear and unequivocal demand to petition the court, the state, to show up in proper persona. The state is a legal entity, and a legal entity is an artificial person. And an artificial person is a corporation, which cannot appear in proper persona. See case law, Penhollow versus DOANES. This vagueness doctrine may invalidate criminal law for 2 independent reasons. First, it may fail to get a proper kind of notice that will enable ordinary people to know what kind of conduct to prohibit. Second, it may authorize and even encourage arbitrary and discriminatory enforcement. Your Honor, a basic principle of due process that a law is unconstitutional if its prohibitions are not clearly defined. Plus, I, the petitioner, cannot owe a debt in a bankrupt nation, and no title of nobility shall be granted by the United States. See the United States Constitution. Again, Your Honor, I, the petitioner, cannot have a fair and impartial trial when the judge, the jury, the bailiff, the district attorney, and public defender all work for the state and are one and the same. See the case law, the Maggie Hamlet case. Your Honor, the Constitution is a chapter of negative liabilities. Liberties, excuse me. It tells the state to let people alone. It does not require the federal government or even the state to provide services, even so elementary as maintaining law and order. See case law ID, period, CF.OLMSTEAD versus United States 277 US.43 and 478-1928. And again, Your Honor, any judge or magistrate who does not comply with his or her oath to the Constitution of the United States wars against that Constitution and engages in acts of violation of the supreme law of the land. The judge is engaged in acts of treason. Your Honor, the authentication of my birth certificate signed by the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Washington, D.C., and the Governor of Georgia is admitting that the government made a mistake by making me to abide by a void contract and subjecting me to the jurisdiction and laws of the government when I had no knowledge of this contract and was too young even know that this contract exists that the government tricked me and my parents into without our knowledge and consent. And the courts have a copy of my birth certificate authentication also. Your Honor, I am a private American, which is American State National, and cannot be represented by a bar attorney because an attorney is an officer of the court and will automatically subject me to the court jurisdiction.
And I hear you on that, which is why we had the first part of our conversation, and I've concluded that you've got the ability to and the desire to represent yourself. We'll do that. I appreciate you making that record. As you and I agreed, you won't need to do that again. You've now made all those objections, made it very clear that there's $1 billion plus, and I get it that that number is increasing. Every day you're in custody and people are...
Guys, we've come to the end of this proceeding, and as we can see from Mr. Pierce, he definitely has some very, very, very serious charges against him. Murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, armed robbery, a host of other charges. You know, he and another man being accused of trying to rob, you know, this other young man and ended up shooting him. These are some serious charges, and for him to, you know, want to represent himself and not have a lawyer present because of, you know, the conspiracy theories that he feels. And let me say this, you know, sometimes when we say conspiracy theory or somebody feel like there's a conspiracy going on, sometimes when we hear those two words, conspiracy theory, we think that means that the person is kind of bugging or whatever have you. But conspiracy theory doesn't mean that a person is wrong in what they believe. But in this case, you know, he feeling like the public defender, he can't deal with a public defender or any type of lawyer because there may be, you know, a conflict of interest there, as if the public defender may be helping the court or the judge. And we see in many of our videos, public defenders go way overboard and go to bat for their clients. So we know that that's not really the case, but nonetheless, he wants to represent himself in a very serious matter. So we saw the Faretta hearing where the judge asked him multiple questions to make sure he was capable of doing that. The judge found that he was capable of doing that. So that's where we are. We see him read off all of his motions to the point of where he got to, you know, in the midst of his motions and felt like all of these penalties and fees was owed to him for sitting in jail over $1 billion worth. So just some of the things that he read off, even when the judge stopped him and just kind of asked him to clarify certain things, we see that this is not going to be a good idea for him to go forward in, especially with these type of charges. And you know what's funny? We seen another defendant do the same thing in Judge McBurney's courtroom by the name of Max Pritchett that was also facing serious charges. And if you haven't seen that particular case and all of those proceedings, I mean, you need to really check that out. I'll make sure I leave a link to that in the description. But yeah, I mean, Mr. Pierce, he's I don't know, he's really playing with his life here, but maybe that's what's meant to happen. If he did do what they said he did, maybe it's meant for him to go down this road that seems a little silly, you know, that he's just already jamming himself up.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word and that's 30 days. 30 days.
What? What'd you say? My name is Officer Red, Pasco Police Department. You say no contacts me and record. The reason to stop is you only have one brake light that's working. Only your driver's side brake light's working. Do you have your license, registration, insurance? Huh? I saw the fictitious plate, I did, yeah. What's the story with the plate? What? Is this vehicle registered in the state of Washington? No? Why not? It's a state requirement. Yeah, it does.
No, I understand you're trained that way, but no, it does not have to be, sir.
Explain how not. Educate me then if you think I'm wrong.
No, I know you're
Okay, so you have any ID on you? Can I get your name?
Yes, Sean.
What? Sean? What's your last name? The plate doesn't come back to anything. It doesn't return in our system. How do you spell Sean?
S-E-A-N.
What's your last name? How do you spell that?
What's your name?
Renz 187. What's your birthday? 68. Okay, hang tight. Do you have a phone number? Do you have an address? Okay. I can't hear you. What? It's registered your wife's name. Do you mind if I just take a picture of your VIN from the inside the door? Huh? I can't. It's not clear enough. Huh? I was just asking. You can help me. You are able to.
No, I don't have to.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. You said you can't help me, but you can. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll be right back with some tickets. He's doing the whole private, not for hire. I don't need a license. I don't need a license plate. I don't need a license. I don't have to give you any of that stuff. Yeah, I'll probably just take him for suspended. You mind asking if he has insurance? Please. Oh, I hope I have enough paper. Damn it.
You want me to print it?
Oh, yeah.
There's Paul.
That's all right. I'll still read it. Step out of the car, please. You're under arrest.
For what?
For suspended driving.
No, I'm not suspended.
Your license is suspended. It says suspended.
It's rescinded.
That doesn't-
3 years ago, I've already beat Benton County with the deal already. I don't even have a license. It's rescinded 3 years ago.
Your license in Washington State is suspended.
It's rescinded.
It's suspended.
No, it's not. I don't even have a license for it.
It says suspended in my system, so you're suspended.
I've already beat Benton County 3 years ago in court.
Step out of the car, please. You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to charge you with resisting arrest if you don't get out of the car.
You hear this bullshit? It's going to be a suspended license. I know I'm not suspended. I know I'm not. You think it is? I know it is. I'm not even okay. You know I got a license. You know you're.
It's suspended. No, I'm not going to show you my database.
Yeah, you know you're lying.
It's sensitive information.
You're lying.
You can go check with the DOL afterwards.
No, I have a paper right from the deal. I was saying that I don't.
Why would I lie about that? What do I gain from lying about that?
Because all you cops lie.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Call your sergeant.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Call me a sergeant.
no.
I demand a sergeant here.
You can demand all you want. Get out of the car.
Get a sergeant here.
No.
Yes.
What's it going to change? He's going to tell you the same. He's going to tell you the same thing.
I don't have a license.
He's going to tell you the same thing.
I don't have a license.
You don't have a license. That's correct.
That's right.
You're suspended. Suspended, revoked, third degree.
It's rescinded.
You keep saying that word like you know what it means.
Yeah, I do know what it means. It means I broke the contract in the state. I don't have a license whatsoever.
Okay, well your license is suspended in Washington State.
No, I
so-
don't have one.
Okay. Well, you're now under arrest for suspended driving and resisting arrest. Okay.
Whatever. You're going to take it for felony.
Please get out of the car.
I'm ready you to take it for felony.
Go ahead.
Are you emergency license, not emergency situation? You know that?
It is an emergency when it's a safety hazard for everyone else when they can't see your brake lights. They can't see your brake lights. You only have one working brake light. Go ahead.
No, it's not good. Bullshit. You get for 35 fucking years. Why do you think I broke the contract? 35 years.
I've never even seen you before.
I'm saying you cops have.
Oh.
For 35 years, that's why I broke it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Please step out of the car.
Get out of the car.
Come get the truck, right? Come here right now with the truck before I leave. Okay. That's fine. No, you're gonna get out of the car right now. You're gonna get out of the car right now. Or I'm gonna break the window and pull you out through the window. Now you're threatening me? I'm telling you what's gonna happen if you don't get out of the car. Get out of the car. You're out of office now. What are you talking about? You guys don't know the laws. That's the problem. I'm out of office? You're out of office now, yeah. I'm outside currently, yes. No, you were out. I'm not in an office. You're now in your personal bathroom, not your personal. What's that? You're in your personal bathroom, not your personal bathroom. I didn't threaten you. I'm telling you what's going to happen if you don't open the door and get out. You're breaking my window. Yes, and pull you through the window. No, it's just letting you know what's going to happen. That is a threat. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's just letting you know what's going to happen. It's the next steps in the process. You guys didn't run laws. What? Okay. Bullshit. As soon as you get to my truck, I'll be driving it out. Where's she coming from? Right down the road. Okay. Oh wait. I guess we could do that for you. Huh? You're gonna do what? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. You personally pass the end if it's passing both. Okay. You know that. Okay. And you're getting a ticket. You're getting a light. I'm getting a ticket for using my emergency lights and siren? Okay. I can't hear you. It's a felony to use my emergency lights and siren? In a non-emergency situation. It's a safety issue for everyone else on the road. It's all on body cam and dash cam. Okay. I'm telling you, I saved the hell out of the lot. Okay, well I'm telling you, your brake lights don't work. That's all we're telling you to. Pasco Washington too. Also. Are you telling me both of them don't work? I have PC for suspended, resisting arrest, is refusing to get out of the car. What? What's fine? It's suspended. Okay. It's rescinded, dude. I broke the contract. I no longer have a contract with what you think. Well, he said he's going to get out once someone comes and gets his car, so we're going to at least allow him to do that first. You're lying. You're fucking lying. No, take it off the street. Take it off the street. Take it off the street. Fuck you right over there. What's going on, man? I'm coming, man. Can I take this car, please? Got nothing on me. Perfect. Ryan's on your back. Let go of your hand for a second.
I'll come to you right now.
Yeah. Oh. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm telling you, man, right now. Go ahead. Mail it to the police department. No, I'm going to see you and your personal. Can I ask you to shut my door? No, go that way. Shut my door. Go that way. Shut my door. Go that way. Don't be a dick, She's going to shut your door. I was in the doorway. I can't shut the door standing in front of the door, right in front of the car. Everything in your pockets in a poke stick. I got nothing on me, man. Needles, knives, guns. No, I got nothing on me. I just still got nothing on me. Okay, well, I ask everyone before I put my hands in their pockets. I don't want to get poked by a needle. I ain't fucking more. Needle user now? Oh, you could be diabetic. I don't know. You could be diabetic. You could be doing vitamins. I don't know. There's lots of reasons people have needles. Have you ever been in Franklin County Jail before? Yeah, I have. Do you have any enemies? Same bullshit. Same bullshit. Yeah. Enemies in the jail that you want to tell somebody about? I don't know, that's when I was what does that mean? You got swipe side? Yeah. What's that? Just put my some sort of a picture up. Do you have enemies in the jail, or is there someone specific I should tell them about? Get assaulted? I don't know. Okay.
Who he was?
They didn't tell you who it was? Did you get him charged with assault?
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't tell you who it was or anything like that?
Okay.
Go ahead and see. You're going to be recorded in the backseat as well.
That's
Okay?
fucking record. Fucking, I'm telling you, man. I'm fucking smart.
All right. Watch your knee, please. So I understand you're going to remove the car from the roadway so I don't have to tow it?
It's not in the roadway, it's on a parking spot.
So it's an unregistered vehicle in the roadway, so it can't be sitting here.
I didn't notice that. Hey, you want to pull it over to the grocery store?
Yeah, we're done.
You're good.
I don't want to have to tow. All right, I'm leaving. Oh, that's not very nice.
Sounds.
I know it's bullshit, dude. I have a license. I have a letter from the DMV showing that I rescinded my license.
Okay. Hey, to dispatch. One in custody, outside the jail. I'm doing what I do every time I take someone to jail. I have to get your stuff. They're not going to accept your cigarettes in the jail, so I have to throw those away.
What? This looks like personal shit.
I can't. They don't take tobacco. Why would I make that up? What do I gain?
Cops lie about everything, dude.
Okay.
You guys deals. It's okay. You guys lie to us, but we can't lie to you. I know. I know. I'm not. Sorry, you guys can't ask.
So you're being charged with suspended. I'm not charging you with resisting, okay? And I also gave you some infractions for defective tail lamps, operating and possessing a vehicle without registration, operating a motor vehicle without insurance.
Whatever.
Okay?
I'm not admitting or denying nothing.
These are going to be in your property when you get out. If you don't respond to the ticket or the court date you have, a warrant could be issued for your arrest, okay?
Send it out. I'm telling you, I'm going to sue nobody.
Okay.
Personal and official capacity, both.
Okay.
You think you're right, but I'm telling you, you're wrong, dude. You need to learn the real law.
Maybe I'll learn something from this.
Maybe you will.
That's a nice truck you got. It's kind of rare with the manual. Was it a diesel or was it just a gas truck?
Yes.
Oh. Have you had that one for a long time?
Yep.
It's pretty nice condition truck. I have a Ram also. I was just admiring the fact that it was manual. It's pretty cool. What year is it, like 06?
3.
03?
You already know. You already ran it, dude.
No, I don't have your registration or anything. I couldn't run your truck. I don't know. I ran the plate, but it didn't come back with anything. And I couldn't get the...
You go right to DOT's site and run it.
I'll try it, but...
I guarantee you can.
Okay, I'll try it. I'll try it when I get back in the car.
See, they don't teach you guys.
It has to be a state license plate.
They don't teach you the real laws, dude.
Maybe you're right.
I know I'm right. I know you're. I'm telling you.
Maybe
I know I am.
maybe that.
I know. I'm telling you.
I never.
This is exactly why I broke my.
Listen.
This is exactly why I broke the contract with Washington State.
Listen. I never even heard of the DOT thing. So you might be right. I don't know.
I know I am.
That's what court's for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're gonna be right. I'm telling you. You're gonna be there. I'm gonna sue your ass off.
I am gonna be there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sue your ass off.
Okay. You're gonna have to sue the city of Pasco, because.
No, I'm suing you in your official capacity and your personal capacity both.
Okay.
I'm telling you. I'm not letting it slide this time.
All right. I'll be there.
You damn straight you will.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word and that's 30 days. 30 days.